Say action, cameraman.
Take one.
Action.
Welcome to the first episode of Knowledge Day, aka Brown Table Talk. I'm Queen.
I'm Mia.
Drew.
And I'm the cameraman.
Spiritual FarmAssists.
No, but what's on everybody's heart today? Like, what should we talk about?
Okay, I think we need to talk about what is happening on Greenwood.
Yeah.
That's not a topic I specialize in, so y'all can have the floor.
Okay.
I'll say my little pieces.
Well, I mean, I think you see what's going on, though. Even in
Yeah.
the short little time that you've been here, I think you see the dynamic between people, and
Yes.
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but you see the different cliques. You see how they're building that museum over there that no one has anything to do with, that's of color. So,
Right.
I mean, I think that's basically the tone of what's going on Greenwood.
I mean, yeah, I feel like they're trying to rectify it with their own what they can control. But I guarantee you, like whoever, if she does get a place back or if she doesn't, whoever does get in there, you know, I feel like it'll probably be someone they can control. You know what I'm saying? Like something that they already have set up. Like you got to think about it. Like they playing chess with us. They've been playing chess with us. But when we had the Greenwood, they just got mad and tried to knock down the whole, you know what I'm saying, the whole play, you know what I'm saying? Like, so we only have a few things, but we do have God on our side, which all that matters is that, and actually having God work through us to rebuild with the soul, you know, with other people and with what we can actually do. And I feel like the first steps is what we're doing right now, but also talking to the people in crowds, in, you know, if we went in Black Juneteenth, you know, we have a little gathering like they did last year, but it was for like the mayor and stuff. But we talk about things that need to be spoken of and on, and what we can actually do. And another thing is probably what you could talk about is like, you know, on the spiritual side of things, like where we can direct on the what was it, FarmAssists, yeah, like you know what I'm saying? Like I like that, like learning and teaching more from you can learn from teaching, and you can learn more about yourself, and it's just all around, you know, spiritual, you know, gift, like we receiving when we give it. You know what I'm saying? But,
I think a big part of it is unity, though, and that's what's missing here. Is like there's absolutely no unity among people who are from Tulsa, or you know, even like being welcomed when you come to Tulsa. There was no opportunity for me to meet other people. Like, you know, the gallery is the first place that I met people, and it's where I stopped trying to meet people because there was no other, you know. So there's not really any unity. So of course, white people can come in and take things over because there's no collective foundation to kind of like, you know, block that.
I think that goes back to the trauma, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As far as just being not as open and just very untrusting. You know, they don't trust. When I say they, I mean people in Tulsa. They don't trust each other, let alone outsiders. And I think that's going to be what we have to tackle first is the mindset and let everybody know like we're all working together.
But when you don't trust other people, that means you don't trust your own ability to be able to discern between energies, you know? Because if you have the ability to say, oh, this person right here is whack, I can already tell, I can already feel it, I'm gonna whatever. Oh, this person, I can resonate with their energy, you know? And if you don't have that ability, that's the main reason that you're not trusting nobody, because it shouldn't be I don't trust anybody but myself.
and I feel like another thing is, it's all the reflections that we sing, and I know it seems like you said clicks, and you know how we resonate and all this, but everyone has to look back to themselves, and a lot of people don't even trust their own damn self.
Right, and that's where it starts.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like with love, relationships, or like
Direction.
it's so like when you can trust yourself with your own knowledge, your own, you know, taking care of yourself. I like farmers. What was it,
FarmAssists.
But
Spiritual FarmAssists.
The spiritual pharmacist.
spiritual FarmAssists, like because you don't you don't need no medicine, but you have the medicine. You are the medicine.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like using that type of knowledge during these times is what's going to actually shift and upgrade and move us in the right direction. Because that's what God wants us to go back into, is that spiritual age. Now, not everybody's going to reach that point. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody's going to, maybe somewhere down the line.
Yeah.
But we're in the energy shift right now. That's happening right now. That we have to get people to get into. We have to get people in the ship of things and how to operate. And it all goes back to trust, is that no one really knows how to trust or who to trust. Because even the people that, in the official positions, people were so ignorant that, like, about the government, you know what I'm saying?
The whole fake news.
Yeah, like they trust the government, but then they realize, like, okay, the government ain't shit. They ain't never been shit. Maybe
Never gonna be shit.
You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe trying to front something to make them feel like that, but realizing that all we have is us.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And we already know this.
Kinda. I think that's also the problem, because the white Western world wants us to forget our power and to not realize that we are the medicine and that we can make all these changes ourselves. And that's exactly what makes a person who doesn't trust nobody, who doesn't know what to do, And so I think the main part of it is not knowing your power. Like,
So it
not
goes
knowing
back
what
to
you
like
can do.
Greenwood, rebuilding Black Wall Street is more of a mindset at this point.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
It's shifting the paradigm and shifting your mind and knowing that once you start thinking like a boss, it's just gonna happen.
Yes, you create your reality,
Absolutely.
and your mind is the tool for that.
I feel like the people who become the bosses now will be the leaders for other people to follow suit. But I feel like we gonna get to the right people. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's gonna be the people who are meant to do things, and it was already written. In the stars and shit, like all that, and the ancestors are guiding people. You can see it. We feeling it. There's magic everywhere, yo. Like, and it's only when you tapped into that, when you tapped into your potential, and tapped into what you can do. And really, whoever is watching this, if you ain't got none in your life, or you probably ain't doing something, just come to areas where you can gain that energy, gain that information, gain the people you need to elevate yourself. And you can start in Greenwood, you can start wherever you see where people is going at being successful, but it all starts right now. It starts with your mindset, she said, but it all starts what the value you can bring to the people. Because that's I'm gonna be honest with you, like, at the end of this shit, when hell breaks loose because they want to force these vaccines on people, and that's gonna really spark the revolution. Because
I mean,
well,
yeah,
I
they
mean,
just
taking it
stormed
back
the
to,
Capitol.
you know what I'm saying? Like it's all of that is leading up. But when it gets down to it, the dollar ain't gonna mean nothing. If you think about it, it don't even mean nothing right. It's not worth anything right now. The only thing that's worth something is this thing you buying it with.
And the rest of the world not fucking with us.
That part. I'm trying to figure out though, like, as soon as Corona hit, why is there a change shortage? Like, how? I've always had change, you know what I mean? But as soon as Corona hit, there's a change shortage, and then crypto start going up. Yeah,
it's on a plan.
Yeah.
Because if you take away like physical resources and you make everything on the internet something that's dependent upon electricity, you have all the power. Because at any point you could just shut that electricity off and everything is fucked, you know? So I think it is a plan of like, we're gonna make this mean less, so that even if y'all got money, like, well, all them thousands of dollars you had in Bitcoin sucks to suck, you know? Like, I think it's a power play.
I mean, yeah, and the truth is that I don't know if this is still in correlation, but it said that there will be like a big EMF transmission from like it pretty much starts when the reset happens, like every 25,000 years, yeah, that's what it is. And it's like a reset of just different energies, like the golden age, dark age.
It's every 25,000?
And we're I think the section that we are in, we're just exiting or entering the silver age and going into the golden age. But it's pretty much like we're in the transitional period to where we're still have to wage like these pretty much battles on the spiritual level, on the physical level, dealing with like our freedom and how we actually,
Mental.
and mental level as well. Like, how powerful is your will? Because really, that's what gets you. That's the only power you really, on the spiritual level, what you have is your will.
Yeah.
And
Yourself,
evil,
you only have the power over your own energy.
exactly. And evil, let's say in this country, but really in the world, strickens your will without you even reckoning. That is true evil. If it strickens your will without even
What you
reckoning,
could argue is ignorance.
you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't even know what your will is. You don't know that you could have it. Like, oh, I can do that. Like,
Right,
you know what I'm saying? And
yes.
that's what they don't want.
I can manifest whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah, like,
Really?
That's exactly, and that's that's what they don't want you
To know, yes.
Now, the truth is that this is all coming out. So this is like, we just proclaim what we already know at this point. You know what I'm saying? And we're just trying to reach as much people. But for the people who already know, like, we have to actually, those are the ones that God has chosen at this level.
And
know
they
what I'm
need to
saying?
speak up
Exactly.
and step into it.
And step into it and start moving with, the grace and it's calling me like, Lord, like moving
Go
with the
ahead.
movement. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like that narrative needs to be pushed on Greenwood though too, because they are basically taking everything.
And this is the city of rebirth. Like, Tulsa has this, it's cursed, but at the same time, it's a place where like revivals happen. And it has been that way. Like, when you look into history, and this being like the end of the Trail of Tears, where our ancestors ended up when they were forced out of their homes, like, and I think that's one of the main reasons that my ancestors brought me here, because when you look around, there are all these people all of a sudden
Moving to Tulsa.
who are like, okay, so how are we finna change this? What are we gonna do? What are we organizing? What are we out of nowhere, And the fact that this is the centennial of the massacre, like, still gives me chills every time I think about that.
I swear, like, at least one person a day comes in and says they don't know why they're in Tulsa. It's just their ancestors brought them here and they're trying to figure it out. And I think that figuring out is us actually building community,
Yes.
building the tribes, and then
Yes.
having that group, that collective thought.
Yes.
And us just realizing we do
That's
have
the
the power.
power.
And it's
Yes.
power in numbers.
Yes, that's what I was gonna say. Imagine if everybody had this mindset of their power, their ability to manifest and ascend. Imagine if like the whole world had, and that essentially that is the golden age. Like, when everybody is on that collective energy frequency of being like, I have the power to do whatever I want in this playground, like, so that's what we better start. We better start waking people up.
I remember reading something about like there's different ways you can, because you can either manifest something by, imagine it's already has happened, but there's actual like true physical manifestation, like written in, what Yeshua did with the, fish and the bread, like just manifesting stuff out of nowhere.
Turning water into wine.
Like all that. And
Those are
like
miracles.
monks can literally just manifest food. You know what I'm saying? Like anything that they want. But that's something that you could, if you could really tap into, like that's like there's so much things that was built in like India. Like they said that there was just meditating, and they just thought about manifesting something like one of the higher beings and just like a building, like a mind.
It's really just about being able to harness your energy.
Exactly.
And then you could turn it into whatever you want. Like, I was on Clubhouse, and this woman was talking about how she threw a 6'2" man across the room and didn't touch him at all. And she said, obviously it takes years and years of practice, but like, and things like you were talking about, like Tai Chi and like all of that, like when you harness that, then you can literally do whatever you want, like throw a heavy ass motherfucker across the room.
For real.
Like, superpowers are real. Like,
Let's rebuild that. Let's make that. Let's make Tulsa the Wakanda.
Yeah.
Tulsa
Tulsa was Wakanda until the white man came and got jealous and then burned it down.
yes.
I mean, but that's real though. Now it's really about sharing this knowledge and trying to open up this space for people to want to learn and want to build. Because at the end of the day, they're going to continue. They're going to continue. I don't know. They're going to continue to do what they're doing if we don't call them out.
Yes. We have to break the cycle.
Exactly. I feel like another thing is important is when we do have all this knowledge, because I'm telling you, like I've done some research myself, a lot of the knowledge that has to do with higher states of consciousness and manifestation and powers can be found in Africa. It's found in India, and it's slightly found in like Buddhism, but not. It's kind of not really. It's foreshadowed, but if you look like it's like an Indian like Hinduism. Like I read something about it. It was like I'm not about to make fun of their culture. It's like some names, but it's like the different tiers of what you can do consciously. Like most people in America are stuck right. They're like what third density consciousness. But then when you rise and then you get to your crown chakra, then you good. But there's higher levels to your crown chakra that goes like to the like source God, and then you like a, you know what I'm saying? You Christ or a book, you know what I'm saying? You a master, and then when you get to that point, I mean, you can only get to that point by actually, because God, when you get to that point, like you connected to God. So more the things that you do actually weigh more on you. So like your karma or something, like you just do some stuff. Like
well, maybe that's a good thing then, because if you get to that point and you fuck
people,
up, then it's that much more powerful.
Exactly. But we must realize when we do get to these conscious levels, because I'm for myself, I know that I could get there. I know I can get there.
Yeah.
Just anyone can get there. I should say anyone, because there's some people.
No, I
clones.
think anyone can. Oh,
There's
well,
some
that's
clones
not.
in
But
there.
that's a whole different.
There's some
That ain't
clones
even
in some
people.
motherfuckers. Yeah, but like no, we normal people.
Zombies.
You know,
Right.
yeah, like why, like it doesn't really matter as long as you have a soul, as long as you can connect, and as long as you actually put the time within to do so, and you actually stay on that track, it'll be cool. But there is certain people that were designated to be more ascension at the point of level that they are, like on like just the physical level. Now anyone can actually do it, but some people have like indigo children, you know, like star seeds, like they're just like instantly just have all this because they're old.
More connected.
You know what I'm saying? Like myself, like I feel old in a young person body. But there's so many other people like that. But we're here to teach. We're here to learn about what we lost to regain it.
And bring it back.
Exactly. So I mean, be more powerful. Like than we used. Like that's what life is really about. It's not a circle.
Yeah.
And we're brought on earth to forget and then remember. You know what I'm saying? After it's just like it's a whole thing. But that's what God gave us as a
But when you get stuck and forgetting, that's when you manifest what's happening here. You know, like when you get stuck, then a place looks like this. Then shit's not really making sense. Then people are doing things that are off, and you can kind of tell that there's something missing because you haven't allowed yourself to go to the next point in that circle of life.
Yeah.
And that's where we are now with Tulsa.
It's funny, like humans, we claim to be so intelligent, so smart, because we know how to build buildings and shit. But you got animals
Right?
that are more in tune with what's really going on than humans.
Yes.
Like,
who give us everything we need, like who literally are the reason that we're able to live.
Yeah.
You know, like that's crazy.
we need to tap into your inner dog, your inner
Yes.
cat,
I mean, your
Inner dog.
Yeah,
your inner bird.
See, I do feel like a lot of people they call it spirit animal.
Yes, I was just about to talk about this. Y'all
Yeah.
ever seen The Golden Compass? That movie? Have you seen it? And we should read a book. We should read a book that was suggested also on Clubhouse, but they were talking about how every person has an animal totem that they're born with. And when you connect to that, it allows you to go into different dimensions and different worlds, and it it's just this energy force that you're connected to. He was saying that his daughter, she's from Hawaii and she's back in Hawaii, and she has her spirit animal is a turtle, and that when her mother was pregnant, turtles would just come and push against her stomach and go away. And now she has all these pictures laying with turtles, they kikiing and doing all this stuff. So we should get into that too, because that's definitely a thing, and that's a part of it. Getting back to connecting with nature, because this white man don't see no value in nature.
Just have a black camp out. I tell you, we need
Yes,
that.
I'm
camp
so
out
down.
period,
We
but
need to
definitely
learn how to live outdoors, because that's what's coming
at
up.
least for a night.
That's what's
It's
coming
just
up.
a night.
Yes.
We ain't trying to do
But
extra.
worst case
Level, we'll
scenario,
take
we
it
might
by
need
day
to be
by
out
day.
there for longer.
I just want to catch some fish, skin it, grill it, say I did it.
Yeah, I mean, I read something about I was saying spirit animal, but there's I read something it said Cause you know in Egypt,
Somebody just came in, I think,
Really? Okay.
you saw that?
in Egypt they said that like they have like those totems, like they worship cats, but there was actual cat people, like felines, and like I remember reading something like, cause they were like master genealogists, like, so I heard they mixed some of their genes with black people's genes, and there's like actual some people are dogs, like not really came from dogs, but they were mixed with dog DNA. Some was mixed with lion, like feline DNA, and like there's different, like I don't know, like different sections of people who that's actually from animals. You know, have animals.
I believe
Let me
it.
find out. That
I
this
believe
deep.
it.
Let me find out once I really ascend. All of a
Some
sudden,
folks
it
got
can
tails.
change.
I heard that somewhere people were born with tails somewhere.
I mean, I actually met
That's
people
hilarious.
who look like.
I was not expecting you to say that.
Sorry.
No, for real. No, I remember asking my dad that when I was a kid, like, do people have tails? Like, cause you look at
It's
like
a valid question,
like, we
though.
all just like it just ends right here.
We have a
Pretty
tailbone.
sure, yes, exactly. But no, like I've seen some people who look like dogs. I see some people who look
Yeah.
like lions. Like, I mean,
They got animal characteristics.
when I yawn, I look like a lion. It's weird.
I'm sure you did.
I can't do it now.
He said,
I can't do it now.
Oh my God. I done seen some bird looking
my
people.
gosh.
People that look like birds
Yeah.
or beetles.
Yeah.
I see it I mean, it's mostly white people though.
Yeah.
But it's like I be like, damn, you look like a bird.
You like a bird.
I say
You
this
look
to
like a
Ben.
bird.
That's what my brother B. I was like, bro, don't she look like a bird? He's like, leave her alone. She even had a little bird dude on top. I was like, damn.
Oh my gosh. No, that's real though. I mean, because we are like all the same energy at the end of the day. I don't know if we're getting a little too deep now because we were just talking about Greenwood.
I mean, but I think it all ties into Greenwood because it's really just about, like you said, mindset. And when we don't fix our mindset, then we allow things like this to happen. People take over our buildings, raising rent, basically because they see that we actually give a damn about our history, and so they're going to profit off of that.
Yeah.
None of these buildings are black owned,
Right.
but you got a lot of black faces renting out these spaces.
It's
Right.
past
Oh,
six.
that rhymes. Bars.
It's past 6.
Thank you, baby.
I'm gonna leave. Please.
Well, I guess that's the show.
I was about to get into
Man, it was a good one.
Man.
We're gonna come back next Friday. I don't know how we're about to post this.
Yeah.
Hope y'all enjoy the content. More will be coming, and we'll continue going.
Yeah.
Peace and love.
And if you like it, y'all can come with us.
Subscribe, comment. Oh.
Yeah.
We'll do that as well.
Come drop some knowledge if
It's
you have
Please
some.
step in. Yes.
Whatever you can bring that has value,
Yes.
come and get it.
It's a safe space.
Yes. We are here to spread knowledge, and that's all.
Peace, y'all.